on shore. Oh, we see the bottom. Yay! Are participating from Exploration Command Centers, or ECCs, or their home institutions, or sometimes from home if it's late at night. And they are important representatives from our academic, local, and state partners, and we will be introducing them shortly. We are on the bottom.
Woo!
Yay!
We see ripple marks.
5,922 meters.
I'd say I'm on the bottom. So,
winch will stop.
the winch is all stopped, and this is probably the deepest.
Are you going to call that max, co-pilot?
Yeah.
Winch nav.
Go ahead.
We're going to call that max 5887.
Great. Gonna shut her down on here.
Go for it.
All right, Nav, this is Deck.
Go ahead, Deck.
All right, did I hear that we're on our max wire out?
Yes, we're calling this max wire out.
Okay, co-pilot, are you listening to Deck?
Yeah, I got you.
No bridge,
right,
sorry,
we're gonna
I was looking for a winch.
Install the Gregory washer. Please do not operate the winch for the next few minutes until I call back.
Copy that. Thank you, Deck.
Yep.
So we'll take a few minutes as our ROV operators get Deep Discoverer 2 all situated. Yep.
Yep, what happens out here is that the ship on the surface is connected by a long cable to the Sirius vehicle, which is above the D2 ROV that is looking at the bottom right now. The cable down to the seafloor, we're at 5,923 meters for the ROV, and the ROV is about 2 meters off the bottom. So we're pretty deep. So there's a long cable that attaches to the Sirius vehicle. And then Sirius is attached to the remotely operated vehicle by a 30-meter cable.
Spirals.
And Shirley sees spirals.
I see acorn. No, I see acorn worm spiral tracks.
Oh, you do? Where?
I do. Over to the left.
I don't see it.
Winch looks
Far
good.
left.
I'm off comp.
I'm very
Thank you,
excited
Winch.
because I love acorn worms.
I know you do.
They're so incredibly wonderful and somewhat gross, but that's okay. So as the remotely operated vehicle moves along the seafloor, it needs enough slack from the Sirius vehicle suspended above it to be able to target whatever thing or animal we want to see on the seafloor. So in order to move at such great depths as we are diving in today, what is required is that the ship needs to move, and that movement will draw the Sirius vehicle forward in the direction that we'd like to travel. But it will take some time. A ship move may translate into a 10-15 minute wait for us to make progress across the seafloor. So today's dive is going to be slower than some you may have participated in or watched before. So patience is key in the deep sea.
Watch lead pilot.
Okay, where are those spirals, Shirley? We're getting over to where you said you saw them, and I don't see them.
We are situated on the bottom here, and we're just making final arrangements to our lights, trying to maximize the light for the video. But I think we're ready to begin.
Woo! We have a slope.
Love to. Great. You got it. Good morning, everybody. My name's Jeff Williams. I'm from the Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration, and I've been the pilot for the last 3 hours. I'm about to switch out, but it's good to say hi to everybody, and it's pretty neat to make contact with the seafloor here at 5,920 meters. To my left is David. He's our navigator. To my right, Levi, co-pilot. Over in the corner, Roland Bryan, video engineer. In the back row, Tara Smithy is clipping the highlights. Great to be with you, everybody. Please enjoy the dive today.
Great. Thanks very much. Okay, we are ready to begin. I think we can go ahead and just do a zoom in closer on that on the bottom so we can get an idea what the sediment looks like here.
Oh, yeah. And it's just really falling away right toward
It
us.
is. Gullies. We got gullies of sediment.
We do. Oh, look at the Sirius view.
I know.
The center
Partial zoom
screen
there,
that you
Rolly,
have,
just, trying to
center
get all the
feed
texture
below
in
your
there.
screen. Ooh, there is
Partial.
a inclined bed from the upper right to the lower left. And a little white chunk of stuff that could be carbonate. Surely it could be. It really could be.
Hi, Carl.
We have our new
Yes.
Bridge, ROV nav.
So we're doing a shift change with our ROV crew, so I'm glad that the
Hey, Bridge,
first
just,
crew was
heads
able
up, we
to
have
introduce
reached the bottom. We're gonna
themselves.
stick
They're the
with
ones
our
who
earlier
got
bailout
us
plan of
down here on the
080
bottom,
degrees.
and our new crew will be coming in
Thank you,
in
Bridge.
just a minute. They're just getting seated right now, so stand by, please. I think we'll take advantage of this shift change to, I'm going to go ahead and introduce folks on our science team, our shore-based science team, joining us either by phone or in our chat room or both. We have Asako Matsumoto from the Chiba Institute of Technology in Japan. Chris Kelly and Jeff Drazen are joining us from the University of Hawaii Exploration Command Center. Debbie Blaney is at the Office of Ocean Exploration and Research in Silver Spring, Maryland. Deb Glickson is joining us from the Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute, Florida Atlantic University Exploration Command Center, and Deb was the geology science lead on leg one of this expedition.
How you doing?
We have Mike Vecchione from the Smithsonian Institution.
Deck's calling you.
We
Hey, Deck,
have,
were you
let's see,
calling for
Scott
Grandpa?
France from the University of
Just letting you know
Louisiana
that we are
in Lafayette.
almost set up down here.
Tara
Alright, copy that.
Harmerlu from
Yeah.
Please do
Stockton
not operate the
University
winch
in
until,
Yes, I
southern
was
New
told
Jersey.
that.
And we
yeah.
have
Copy that.
Mackenzie Garinger, and I'm sorry, Mackenzie, I do not know
Okay,
your
sorry about
affiliation.
the
I
Oh,
pilot.
she's
apologize.
UH of
Oh,
University of Iowa.
okay,
She's
and
working with Jeff Drazen, and
okay,
she's a great
wonderful.
fish lady.
Okay, that's wonderful. Let me see. Am I missing anyone for sure? Tina Molotova from the PP Shirshov Institute of Oceanology in Moscow will be joining us anytime now. And let me see. Have I missed anyone?
Port wing. I think all good.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here
I
we
didn't
are.
see the wings go upward at all,
And-
but the door closed. Do they look?
Yeah, they look good. Just,
Oh,
when I go to
my.
touchdown,
Okay,
Ooh,
so
there looks
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it looks like there's layering in this sediment that we are
Video pilot.
Hello, pilot.
seeing. Good
we zoomed on the
beginning
RV camera?
on
You are on a
sediment, which
partial
is what
zoom?
we
Yeah, will you zoom out
expected.
for me?
Pulling out.
This is great. So where are the critters?
Okay, well, there were some. We saw the acorn worms for sure.
Well,
so
you
the
saw
critters.
the trails.
Oh, yeah, we saw the trails.
Okay.
You're right. A
Of
very important distinction.
something.
Oh, no. They were acorn worm trails.
Okay, Shirley. We'll wait till we
They
see
were
the acorn
spirals.
worm.
They were
I'm going to
spirals.
zoom in my sonar.
yeah.
Do you want yours adjusted at all?
Kind of like mine.
Copy.
Absence
So,
of
oddly enough-
acorn worms does
Oh,
not
I see where
mean
we are.
acorn
Kind of.
worms of absence.
Oddly enough, due south is uphill for me.
Yours is
You're a
due,
who,
it's
Patty
weird.
Fryer?
Co-pilot deck.
You are too,
I
my dear.
know.
It's been such
Hey, Dick, go
fun
ahead.
out
Yes,
here.
I
with
know.
you.
We got the Gregory washer
boy.
installed.
We've never sailed together. We've
We
never been
haven't.
on a cruise together.
And what we
You're
have
free
missed.
to
Yeah,
use
and
the
I have to
winch.
tell you, I've never been
All
on
right,
an
copy that.
expedition
Thank you
with
very much,
any
Dad.
of the
Yep.
scientists who are joining us in our ship
guess we
on our
should,
shore-based
Yeah.
team as
So
well. So
my
this
sonar
has been
says
so
pretty much due south,
awesome.
too.
I've been
Well, you
out
have.
with
Turn a
Mackenzie
little,
and Jeff.
maybe we should go
Yeah,
like two
I have
cameras
not.
somewhere,
Okay,
split the difference.
Diva
We don't wanna
Amon
end up
is also
going up
joining us
here.
from the University of
Yeah, but we
Hawaii,
don't-
and
we
Diva
also
was the
sideways
biology
do, so
science lead
we'll have
during
to
leg
kinda
one.
side
So
over.
many of you who've been following along at
Yeah, we'll
home,
just go
I
southwest.
know
Hey, workshop,
anything
go
like
ahead.
I was. I truly enjoy Diva and Deb's leads on the many dives,
Yeah,
the
220
19
seems
dives that
pretty
they made during
220,
leg
yeah,
one
that's what
of
I'm at
this
right now.
expedition. We are on dive
Pretty crazy down
21
here.
today.
We are. One more to go.
So tomorrow's dive, by the way,
Yes,
is
if you just go to vessels.
maritime. Well, actually,
sorry,
maritime
yeah,
history.
vessels, yeah. And then if you go to ROV,
And I'm not sure we
Just
can even
change the
call it an
pathway to
archaeology.
100,
Cultural
199 or
heritage
something.
dive. We're going to be exploring
The
some
vessel track
sites
100 now.
that may be that may have wreckage
Just
from
change it and that will, clear it up.
B-29s that crashed during World War II, so
Yeah, you can do
quite
the same
old.
mysterious.
Apply to 100.
Yep.
And then put it back to 100.
Yeah, and then you can do the same to...
Wow, we do see layering
no,
here,
it's fine to be at
Shirley.
99. It's really the same thing. That's just how many previous points it
There's
displays.
a big chute, an erosional chute of the sediment in the left side of the screen.
Yeah, I can request that from video. Video. This is pilot. I have a request for a quad screen on
Quad
stream 3.
screen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's on there.
You're up.
Sediment is, Deb says,
Yeah.
sediment is very pale with whitish streaks. Surface is coarser. Maybe the fines have winnowed out.
No problem. I'm happy.
Get it over there and say said.
Okay, geologists,
Yeah,
are we
I'm scribbling in.
are we
I think,
happy with this? Are we happy with this image, and can we begin to
We wanted
move
to
along?
we could do 20 meters.
Or you want to see something
Pilot,
closer?
Could
I mean,
we
that puts
take
me
a
in front.
snap zoom
Don't
on
put
where
me
the
like where you are
lasers
now.
are for just a sec?
Or we could do 30 and I'll just come up a little bit. I think that'd be safe.
Yeah, you can get the ship moving 30 if you want, co-pilot.
Okay. The 220, are you fine with that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you, watch lead.
Nav, do
Okay,
you
thank
copy?
you.
I've got you loud and clear. So
We're going to
we'd
do
like
a snap
move
zoom
off.
here, pilot?
Yes,
Okay.
we're just getting the ship moving, so we actually have some time here.
Oh, gotcha.
30
You know,
meters at 220?
Yes,
Take some time.
patience
You just do
in the
0.2
deep
now.
sea.
Anything you'd
Patience
like here.
Patience is not one of my virtues.
Oh, Shirley and I are both A types. Let's get the rocks. Let's get the samples. Let's
So you
get
want
the
to?
coral.
You'd like to zoom here at this kind of crumbled sediment?
Yeah, just below the lasers, pilot. Looks a little coarser,
Okay.
and the color is slightly grayer
Bridge.
than
Okay.
brown.
All right. Could you go in here, video? That looks good.
I'm looking for chunks of rock, but boy, this stuff looks pretty fine.
Clayey.
Are you
Clay-like.
interested in a
Clayey.
sample here?
Not really.
I mean, not here, obviously, because there's no rocks. But,
no rocks here.
but when we see a rock, you are.
When we see a rock,
Yes.
we would like to grab a rock eventually.
Yeah. Not sure we're going to see any right here.
Actually, I did see one when
You
we first
did?
landed.
that a rock?
Or it was a big clump of mud
Yeah.
that was
Sure.
covered
Looks
with
like
a rock.
bodies. Ooh, there's a big, large, roundish,
Bridge. This is Nav.
grayish thing.
Choose wisely.
I know. I don't
Choose
know.
wisely.
I think that would
Could I have my
squish.
first
I
I
erosion,
think that's going to
please?
squish too. Yeah,
I
I
think
think it's a
I have
lump of clay
a
too, Carl.
30 meters
Deb, I think that's a
at a
giant lump
bearing
of clay.
of 220.
Yep, I agree,
and a
Deb.
speed
I'm
of
just
0.2
wondering
knots,
if it's
please.
serpentinite clay, which would be really cool. I'm looking for serpentine mud flows here.
Which are
What about the
characters?
guys that were just in the lower left corner, or now in the upper right?
Yes, I agree
copy.
with
Thank you,
you.
Bridge.
Okay, okay. Pilot, we're looking at something that was up to the right.
For
So
a
now,
rock
it's,
or a-
so now, if you look at the top left corner,
Okay.
well, on mine, slightly delayed, there look like 2 or 3 rocks next to one another.
Oh, we'll take
Yeah,
a look
maybe
there.
zoom out just a little bit so we
Right.
can
Can
see
we go
what it
wide
is
to
that
you?
they're talking about. Okay, not too wide.
up and right.
Okay. All right. Okay, Deb, from here, up and right or up and left?
Now, there are some that are in the mid-lower left, sort of on the edge of the left edge of the gully.
Okay,
I
I
see
see
what
what you're
you
talking about.
Now,
Yeah.
I think, Deb, that those are probably chunks of sediment that are just
We'll take a
bit
look at
more indurated. But let's
About-
take
They very
about
well
8
might be,
o'clock,
Patty.
Carl.
I completely agree with you. They had a slightly more angular look than the lump of
These
mud,
big chunks
but
here?
I could believe everything here is going to be squishy sediment.
Yeah, pretty soft, I think.
Video, you want to go in partial on these? Thank you. Yeah, you can see all the chunks in there.
Okay, what do you think?
Well,
Want to look at that one on the right?
the one on the right looks a little bit harder, Deb. I think you might have an idea there, but
You can give
What's
it a
our favorite
try.
expression? Just poke it.
All
Yeah,
right.
I know.
I know.
Now, am I going to use a very low grip force?
Oh, for sure.
Or am I going to test it?
I think we're going to...
You are going to poke it.
Okay. All right. Can we come wide video?
Don't poke it too much. It might tumble down
Yeah, I know.
down that gully.
I think it is probably going to crumble in the claw. We have a mechanical arm that has fingers that are silver that you'll see that are about 9 inches long. What the pilot usually does is nestles the ROV up to a prospective sample.
So, Patty,
Yes.
for the folks watching at home, what is a serpentine mud flow?
Okay, a serpentine mud flow forms when the huge faults that are just all over the area between the trench axis and the volcanic arc. When those faults move, the jagged edges of the fault grind against one another and basically break the rocks up into smaller pieces. And as the Pacific Plate descends into the subduction zone, thank you for the pantomime.
I'm doing interpretive dance as she's describing this.
As the Pacific Plate goes down, fluids are squeezed off, and they come up through the cracks, and they mobilize all of this ground up mud and rises to the surface, and then it burps out on the seafloor and creates a mountain that is 2,000 meters tall and 50,000 meters in diameter.
About halfway through the move.
It's about the size of the island of Oahu. Well, actually, that one is much bigger. That's the
complete
biggest
with diamond head?
No diamonds. No diamonds
Diamond
in this
head.
stuff. But there's peridot in this stuff.
Oh.
The crystal, the mineral olivine.
My
is
mom's
what
birthstone
forms
next month.
It's what forms the serpentine, which is just a hydrated, in other words, a mineral that has absorbed water that once was olivine and now is serpentine. Just changes the molecular structure when it absorbs the water.
So if we see serpentine,
as we
here we go.
slowly and carefully clamp the fingers of the mechanical arm over this block of mud, it will crumble, disintegrate, and fall down the slope. But maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
So our pilots can change the degree of crush factor on the manipulator. So our pilot has used the very lightest touch. He is able to dial in. And it's interesting to see that the mud around this sample, potential sample, is very soft. And when it crumbles, it leaves a little trail of dust, indicating that the sediment is extremely fine. So let's see what happens. The red dots are 2 laser points that give us scale. So they are 10 centimeters apart. So this rock is about 10 centimeters. Yep. Okay. It is a clay and not even a clay stone. Thank you, pilot. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for humoring us, Carl.
You're welcome. That was fun.
We always, yes, they like to crush things. All right.
It is difficult to flick a manipulator arm to get rid of mud.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and take a look at some of the sediments on the slope, and I'd like to take a look at those spiral tracks that we saw when we first got down.
Yeah, if we can.
And also be on the lookout for other infauna, so organisms that may be living in these sediments. So one of the objectives of this dive is to look at both fauna in these soft sediments, as well as ones that may be living on harder substrates, like the rocks that we are expecting to find in the areas that have a steeper slope.
I have this little line
I guess
here,
co-pilot will keep you appraised. How long ago did the ship start?
Okay, ship has now stopped.
5 minutes,
Okay.
I think?
41.
41, yeah.
So I'm
So it's a
suspecting that
5
sample
30 meters.
rock
30 meters in 5
thing,
minutes, yes.
blob in the upper
Is 30 meters point
right
1 or
will
point 2?
also crumble.
30 meters
Right.
is point,
I don't think we should.
point 2.
The
Okay.
serpentine flow material actually has the
hadn't paid attention
consistency of cool cream cheese.
So our moves are 5
very
minutes.
clay-like,
Takes more.
mushy,
Oh, okay.
and difficult to sample without some sort of a push core or
Yeah, I'll
scoop.
shout out when I think.
We do not have those
I'm just
on
going
the
to try to stay
ROV.
still to begin with.
But we may in the future.
Oh,
Well,
I
it's
suspect
to
we
kinda
will in the
So that
future.
gauge a
whole
little
cream
better
cheese is making me
when I start to move.
think
Hungry?
about, yeah, and
You're hungry? It is
well,
lunchtime.
I'm really not hungry, especially now.
Can
I'm
you
kind
put
of
my
excited,
sonar
and
to 30?
I don't
Me
want to
too.
leave. But our
Sure.
expedition coordinator,
was at
Casey
30,
Cantwell,
wasn't it?
comes in every day, reminds us
So
to take
lunch.
lunch today. She said lunch.
And she has a little
She goes,
Pac-Man.
num num
Not
num,
sure.
yummy.
Yeah, she has a little Pac-Man on the bottom of the note.
Can't
A whole bunch
recall.
of, I don't know what they are. Looks like cream puffs that it's
Oh,
going
you
to
think
eat.
that's for lunch?
Oh, wow. Talk about breaking your diet.
What diet?
Yeah, I know. Shirley and I jump around too much to gain weight. Okay, this sediment is, this is more or less where we set down. I remember that one white patch. So up to the upper left is where you saw the spiral? Mm-hmm. Okay, that would be very interesting.
Upper left, there's supposed
Yeah.
to be a spiral.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll just
apparently.
move. We can just move along. I'm sure we're going to see
I think
more.
she was dreaming.
I wasn't. Tara Luke saw one too.
Okay.
We both have it in the event
Oh,
log.
I see something round up there. In the middle, top of the middle of the screen, but I don't think it's a spiral. Have we seen any acorn worms this deep? I mean, we're at 5,911 meters.
I don't recall how deep we were the other day when we saw them.
Now, that angular thing looks like a rock.
It sure does.
Ooh, I am becoming avaricious.
That starboard wing all the way in.
My precious.
I've tried it twice. It's not moving out.
Okay, I don't know.
Or do you mean all the
Looks
way
good
out?
to
Sorry,
me.
all the way out. Yeah.
Looks
Yeah,
big.
I've tried it twice now. It doesn't
Ooh,
move.
pilot, your lasers are approaching what looks like an
I'm trying to
angular
get sonar wing
rock.
outboard.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's not.
If we
going
were
out
to
at
get a
all.
rock from this
You
location,
can nudge
that would
it in
be
and see if it comes in.
my choice.
That one.
I
to
like the
right,
big one
well,
to the left of the.
Kind of big.
Yeah.
What about that one?
The one
that
on the
one
left?
That one looks fine.
Which, the
The
little
little
one?
one, yeah.
The little
yeah,
10
big,
centimeter,
yeah,
the little arrowhead?
Yep.
Big, I
yep.
don't think we'd be able-
Arrowheads
I
are
don't think we'd
often.
be able to get back up with that.
I agree. I don't think I
Oh,
could pick it up.
Carl, where's your spirit of adventure?
We can try. We could haul D2 up using
Yeah.
the Sirius cable.
Oh, ouch. That would not be good. But this little angular block looks, pillow-shaped. The big one that I was thinking about has some streaks in it going from upper left to lower right, or now they're kind of horizontal. But it could be a layered fragment. This other thing looks much harder. Wow, can't wait to get toward the end of the dive and see the rocks exposed. Okay, so we are
All right, pilot, you're ramped
attempting
up.
to make a biological sample.
No, geological.
Well, it could actually. Haven't you heard of deep hot biosphere? There are
I have, but we're
microbes
not
in
going
the
to count
rocks.
it as one. Scott France says that the sea pen genus Umbellula has been collected from below 6,000 meters. So there is one possible
coming on.
octocoral that we could find
You
at
got
this
the minis
depth
or
on
something?
Wow.
soft sediment.
Oh,
So that would
let's
be
hope.
totally awesome.
Maybe start hauling up, get that delta to 20 as you pass over. You definitely started moving.
Yeah, I think. Say just about. It just touched the line I set, so maybe 10 minutes.
Scott says that the deepest Gorgonian sea fan record that he knows of comes from 5850 meters in the Kermadec Trench. That's off New Zealand. It was a primnoid. Oh, wow.
It's definitely a rock. It's not loose.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet if you grabbed it, it would move.
I think so.
I don't know. I can't imagine it's attached. I mean, this is a huge talus pile. But it could be buried, and
Yeah,
could be a lot larger than we think. But it is
Yeah,
not
it's
moving as the
ROV,
claw
not
kind of pokes it, and it moves the ROV as the pilot pokes it. So, I am
That other one's loose.
distraught.
That other one is loose.
The big one?
Big one is loose, yes.
I think the big one is sediment. I think this is a hard rock.
How about that other black, the one that has that black face on it up to the, yeah, he's moving towards it right now.
Yeah.
That
just
one's
out of reach, but I can try
not-
to get it.
Ooh, that one's loose.
It is
But
indeed.
that's,
Can you manage to grab it, pilot?
Yeah, should we
You
put it in
sure?
the rock box?
Sure.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I guess we'll do starboard since the port one, there's a rock in the way. Huh?
okay, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to bring wing
Starboard
inboard
is
now?
fine.
Yeah, starboard wing.
Starboard will be good.
Thank you, pilot.
You're welcome.
So we shall get a different rock instead of bringing the entire cliff face back with us. I have no idea if this will be a soft one or a hard one. It's kind of round, so maybe soft.
But it's black.
I know, but it probably has a manganese encrusted surface.
There you go.
But it is pick-upable, and that is the most critical factor.
Okay, I want to tilt my camera up. We'll get some views.
So our pilot will ask the ROV specialists, that is the video specialists for the ROV, to
Sorry
get some
about the mud
close-ups.
video.
And maybe there'll be a commensal critter
Yeah, if you
on
want
it.
to go in whenever.
If only.
If you
If
tilt
only.
up much higher, it'll be out of it more.
Let's take a look. Usually when we
Second.
zoom on these, we see kind of what some of our
Biofuzz.
shore-based
Yeah.
people call biofuzz, and I
Yeah.
certainly see
Let me
biofuzz.
know when you're ready to spin.
Oh, there it is.
Stand by.
All those fuzzy little hairy
On
structures are on the
maximum
surface
sediment
of the
filter,
rock
you can go ahead and rotate.
have defied our ability to remove them.
Only way to do it is to chomp off a piece
Yep.
of the
Continue.
Surface
rock.
of the rock. And
But we
put the
don't
whole
do that.
thing-
We actually
no.
don't
No,
chop
the
up
rocks. The rocks will go to the Oregon State
Continue.
University's archival facility for samples there for these Okeanos Explorer samples.
But they're
and-
available for.
But they will
yeah.
be available
Yeah.
for
Good.
anyone in the community who wants to do some research with
go wide
these. Just make a request. And the biological samples, the
They will
large
go
ones
to the-
go Smithsonian.
Yeah, all the
And-
biological samples are going to the Smithsonian, and for many of them, most of them actually, we're taking smaller chunks, which we call subsamples, smaller pieces, and we put them in special preservatives to preserve their nucleic acids so we can do molecular studies on them. Those will be going to the Ocean Genome Legacy at Northeastern University. They will do some preliminary analyses on these samples. All of those data, again, will be publicly available, and the samples will also be available to study by the scientific community.
Okay.
Okay, great. I can hit collect.
Oh, and pilot, this is Watchley.
Go ahead.
I just wondered if you could tell me what you had dialed in on your squeezometer.
Yeah, I had a 4.
4. Ooh, it was a hard rock-ish.
Yeah, it looked, when I couldn't get the other one out, I figured they were hard around here. So.
Thank you. So the pilot can dial in the strength of the squeezing power of the manipulator on a scale from 1 to 10. So a 4 suggests a pretty hard rock.
Okay, arm coming off.
And actually, many of the rocks that are just
Damping
right
down
here
hydraulics.
on the seafloor, on the bottom of the screen,
I'm gonna get my
do look
camera back.
subangular, and that's very
All right,
typical
pilot, so
of
let's
larger,
see.
broken up
I'd be at
fault
56.
rocks
Okay.
to have
Delta
angular
20.
surfaces. The one
not
we
much on
got
sonar.
was more rounded, but we'll let you folks all know what we got when we dive tomorrow.
All right, we will look.
Oh, look for the spiral.
Oh, look at that big
imaginary
rock.
spiral tracks.
Oh, look at those bigger rocks.
Yeah, I know. They look very tempting.
Choose wisely.
Tantalizing.
Choose wisely. We collect 4 samples, up to 4 samples on a dive.
2 bios and 2 geos.
But we do a little bit of give and take on that.
We do sometimes, sure.
Yeah. Oh,
More rock.
lot of rocks here now.
wisely. Wait till you see all that candy before you make your selection.
Hey, you want to make sure you get your candy before the store burns down.
So how long ago did
First
you call
thing
in
you
that
can-
move there?
First thing you can grab when you go in the door.
41, so 16
It's like the
minutes ago.
ship store out here.
If you wanted,
The line
Can we look
forms
at that white
fast.
30
thing on the
meters.
left,
I don't see
center?
much on
We
center.
can.
Yeah.
We want to
keep
look
going
at that
220.
white thing on the left,
Yeah,
it's
still showing it's
please.
about south,
Right in
but
the center of the screen now.
if you want to do 220, 30 meters,
Split the difference,
0.2 knots.
And we
I
shall
wanna go
zoom.
south, yeah.
Copy.
Happy with
Let's
that?
do
Same
it,
again? All right, gents.
I think we're a little ahead of it, but there's not much to get in our way.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all those amazing rocks.
I think the one we have in the box is amazing.
Bridge, this is Nav.
Okay, never mind.
Hey,
Bridge, good on
Jeff,
what do you think, Jeff?
It's a chunk of carbonate. What's the matter with you?
I couldn't resist.
That's okay. It's okay. We need to get
like
close.
a chunk of carbonate.
That's okay.
Can we zoom in on it? There's
Yeah.
kind of a greenish brown layer on it too.
Yes, there is. And almost pink,
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
pinkish, Jeff.
Oh, wait.
That's a sponge.
Wait.
isn't it?
What the heck is that?
It looks like it's encrusting that little pebble underneath it.
Oh, my God. What is that? Chris. Chris, what
These
is
guys,
that?
they think it's a sponge, Jeff.
Oh no, you're not pinning this one on me.
Well, it's a mystery sponge if it is one. It's interesting that, but surely it does have that biofuzz, those little black hairs.
I'm less concerned about the biofuzzes.
Is that
I am
Max's
about.
video?
Can we get closer in on that?
Okay,
That's pretty amazing.
Yes, I can.
Because
come
I'm
closer.
seeing what
You
looks
come
like
live again?
pores on the surface of that.
I know you are.
I thought I was just zooming on a rock.
Nice to just document this.
Okay, so many of the rocks here are angular. Sorry.
Don't worry, Scott. This is not the candy I'm going to select first and offer up to the rest of you to vote on.
Oh, it's
Just
a
wanna get-
biosample, and we should grab it.
No.
Yes, we
You're
should.
not
Joe.
going to sucker me into that.
Yes, it's not a rock.
Look at that green
Okay.
one to the left on the
Can
black.
go in.
It's a sponge.
Co-pilot, will you get the
I'm kidding,
lasers on?
folks. I'm
Yes.
trying to entice Shirley to take a biosample that really is a
Lasers
chunk
are
of
off.
carbonate that is partially dissolved and is
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
entrapping some sedimentary
Yeah,
fragments.
I take back the sponge idea. I don't see anything.
I think it's a chimney fragment because it's engulfing some of the sedimentary material. But that's just a guess.
Okay.
If video were to vote, it would be biomaterial on top of the sedimentary rock.
Okay. More like a little bit down and to the right, please.
Where it's pink.
Where it's pink. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
See, right in the center, there's kind
Yeah.
of a crosshatch.
I know.
Oh, I'm slipping in the
I
mud.
know. Well, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Not sure what this is, but
Could the pink color be some sort of microbial
could. Sure could.
surface?
It sure could. Lovely.
And
Alrighty.
I've never seen any pink coloration
There,
on any of the
and you
chimney
know there are,
samples that
yeah,
we've
there are
collected.
no. I don't think there are any encrusting
pores.
glass sponges. There are demo sponges, but wow. Okay,
Interesting,
got
though.
this documented, and
Thank
we
you,
are
Jeff,
going to.
for
No, that's
recommending
Carl.
this-
Oh,
no,
Jeff Drazen.
Jeff Drazen for
Yes.
recommending the zoom.
See, right a little bit left of center, there's some cross-hatching. A little bit up and left of center.
Yeah, I
So
can't.
are we? I think we should head out and move
Yep.
on up slope. Yeah.
Yep, we're just getting some
I've-
good imagery of this, so we can document
think
it, and
we're-
we
I
are.
think we're ready.
We are going to move on. Thank you.
Keep in mind, everyone, that the moves are called in every half hour, so it doesn't
Move,
really...
right. Moves are called in every half hour, so we're calling in up to the ship every half hour to
Yeah,
make a
probably
move
because
of the
we're
ship, a
going
repositioning
towards
of
my
the ship.
port.
So just keep
I'll
that
have to
in
rotate
mind.
if you go anymore.
All right.
Keep you in view.
Thank you very much.
Watch leads pilot.
Go ahead, pilot.
So if you look, we're actually heading southwest now to keep about 45 degrees to the slope. If we squared up to the slope here, it would be due south. So I think we're kind of in a little valley, I guess.
We are, yes,
so
pilot.
I know we don't want to go due south, so we're just trying to split the difference.
Okay, roger that. Thank you.
And we'll hopefully it'll start wrapping around and we can start going due west up the hill. Well, co-pilot, I'm going to stay on the port side of your screen where the hill is.
Yeah, no, copy that.
Video.
Okay.
Oh, go on.
The rocks look as if they are, most of these rocks anyway, look as if they're coated at least lightly with black manganese oxide coating.
Copy that, pilot.
This can form in a whole variety of ways, either a chemical precipitate or just essentially crystallizing on the surface of some of the rocks out of seawater, but frequently mediated or helped by microbial organisms that are living on the surfaces
When did you call the last move in?
of these rocks.
58, 6 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
And she's just stopping now.
Yes, I won't feel it. I haven't felt it yet.
Yeah, so you're kind of in between probably.
There
And
are
there's the last
3 rocks in the field of view. They're
Super
green.
stopped.
I like green because that's the color of
Copy that.
serpentine.
Thank you, Dav.
So some of them are sort of grayish white. Some are, there's one on the left-hand side of the screen that'll be coming into view for folks at home in a couple of minutes. Left side of the screen now, kind of toward the bottom. And it has one green side on the right and a black side on the
going
left.
a little tighter on this one video.
And that suggests that this is a partially manganese encrusted chunk of serpentine. And you see something
I see
alive on the
now
seafloor?
I see the I see the droppings of something that
I do too, right
Up
above
top.
that green rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
And to the right as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. We do have little tubes on the seafloor that are the droppings
and little
from
balls.
some little animal.
Well, let's go try to find the animal. Can't have gone too far.
Oh, we gotta see some animals, surely.
I think you're in this move now, co-pilot. Seem to be getting closer. Do you think so? There's a spiral.
My sonar, it doesn't look like it's
Got a spiral?
adjusted
A spiral? Where?
significantly yet.
Yes.
I'll let you know though.
She wasn't dreaming. Shirley saw a spiral a bit further down the slope.
We all did. You were busy.
not
Yeah, but you were
see
busy
it.
typing in notes.
Because you're
I
kind of
was
lateraling towards me a
doing
little.
my job.
That's true.
Wow.
Sonar looks the same right now though.
There's something moving in the water column. It's white. It's to the left.
Okay, well,
it's
let's look
very
at-
tiny.
Okay.
We want to look at the spiral first, huh? This certainly
We do.
does look like an acorn worm spiral.
I would much rather move on upslope if we could, since we've seen a bunch of the spirals before.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks,
Go
Jeff.
video.
We're going to go ahead and just take a snap zoom of this so that we can document that for this particular site.
That
Thank
there
you.
may have been worms at this depth.
So acorn worms are always spirals?
Yes, they do,
Nothing else, as far as we know?
as far as we know.
So the question was from Carl, our pilot, was, do acorn worms make these spirals, and are there other things that make them? Okay, that's good. Thank you. As soon as video is good with it.
We're clear.
Okay, cluster of rocks.
going to follow these rocks for a bit, co-pilot, and I'll recenter.
Yeah, I can, if you want me to turn it all too, let me know.
No, we don't want to get tempted to head south.
Yeah.
So I'll just, I'll head back to center so we can get going west.
Yeah. So maybe, now it looks like I'm starting to move.
A little, the contours, or the sonars, maybe wrapping around a little more.
Yeah, I think it's just starting, it just passed that line, so I think I'm just starting to feel the move. Which was pretty close to the last one, time-wise.
Okay, we have a lot of sediment and some diverse sizes of rocks here. Nothing bio that I can see. Watch the pilot.
Go ahead.
Pilot, I wonder if occasionally we could, take a look kind of to the sides of the water column to see if we see any fish.
Oh, sure. I haven't seen anything in any cameras.
Right. Oh, that's true.
The two manip cams, the top two
right.
medium-sized screens,
those look up
pretty wide.
Yeah. The pilot's just reminding me that he has two manipulator screens for cameras that do look further up into the water column. So frequently they can catch movement of a fish in that or in the Sirius view, which is your middle feed of the three at the bottom of your computer screen.
Yeah, nothing moving out there.
Not now, but perhaps we will see some later. So we are continuing to move up the slope. It is, we have a ship move called in, and that will keep us moving.
And how long ago was that called?
Move was called in 12 minutes ago, and it stopped 6 minutes ago.
Okay. Ooh, here's a little fish. Video.
We have something in the water column here.
And Nav, I think we're ready for another move.
Okay to zoom.
Okay.
Yes, you're okay.
But I'm not sure it's a fish. No. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I wonder if that's another Keating gnat, yeah?
It's another what?
Oh, what we saw 2 days ago, right?
This is another arrow worm or a Keating gnat.
Ah, I see.
So we got a good close-up of one of these two dives ago, 3 dives, I don't recall exactly, several dives ago.
Yes, that's true.
These are predatory pelagic worms, and the black things by the head are their spine-like grasping teeth. They're not teeth in the sense we normally think of them. And Keating gnats are actually coated with toxins so that when they attack their little copepod prey, they immobilize it before they eat it.
It's like there's a hollow thing.
And they're fascinating little critters. And we don't have very many observations of them at these very great depths. They're very common in surface waters, too. But these are different species down here.
Wow. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Right, center's great.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try repeating. Is that any better? A range of 30 meters, a bearing of 220,
There's a great
and a
sea
speed
cucumber
of
there,
0.2 knots.
You see it?
Going towards the side, yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Bridge.
Watch lead pilot.
Yes.
We think we see a sea cucumber. Are you headed toward it?
Yep, headed that way.
Oh, thank you. Okay, this is at 5,901 meters.
It's purple on the left too, in the corner.
What was that video?
There's another purple thing in the corner on the left side.
11 minutes
Oh, yeah.
after the
It's
hour.
similar, yeah.
Ooh. This is a pale pinky purple sea cucumber.
Okay, video, you can zoom.
Holothurian experts, how deep do these live? Has anyone seen one as deep as this?
I'm gonna just fill the frame.
Sure.
Hi, Patty. This is Jeff. Yeah, holothurians are one of those groups of animals that go all the way to the very bottom of the trenches. They've been collected from the bottom of the Mariana and Kermadec and a number of other of the deepest trenches. So they're one of those groups that has the ability to adapt to a great diversity of habitats in the ocean.
Say again, video?
Thank
I'll
you, Jeff.
just get a bit more zoom to see what
Okay.
those.
Here, let me get back down for you. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Just want to see what these. Get a bit closer. Zoom of the outside of it. Okay. Clear.
All right.
Thank you, pilot.
We have
Thank you,
lasers
video.
there. So, co-pilot, we did call in another move just now.
Yeah, I copied. Same move. 220. Yeah.
And then hopefully we'll be able to start going.
That's great. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
there's
folks.
no hard
That does not look
counter
like
sign.
one of the holothurians or sea cucumbers we've seen at other dives at these depths. That seems to be a new one, and I have no idea what it is. I'm hoping somebody on the chat can throw out a family name, perhaps.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. I don't see any suggestions except... Nope, that was with respect to the arrow worm. Sorry. Ah.
Okay, let's go for this one.
Here's another one. Okay, well, a quick zoom on this certainly is worth noting that there are two, and this one has a passenger. That looks like a polychaete, I think. Is this a polychaete, folks? Yep. Diva Aman, who was the bio lead for the first leg of this expedition, says this is a polynoid, a polychaete worm.
Roger. Video's
Thank
clear.
you, pilot.
Thank you.
Great video. Okay, and there are some spirals on the left. Well, there are many more rocks on the sediment surface here, too, of a variety of colors. We've got white ones and dark ones. And some of them are partially covered with sediment of the type that you're seeing all over the seafloor here. So we have a new polychaete. That's exciting. So far, no sponges or corals.
Lots of spirals.
Lots of spirals, says the pilot, and he's absolutely right. So we need to see an acorn worm just to prove it. Does anybody think that the holothurians may be making these spirals? Folks at home, you may be hearing the pilots discussing things, or Shirley or me saying something about something that we're seeing on the screen. It may take, depending on how fast your connection is, it may take 10 seconds, maybe even 15 seconds before you see the same thing that we're looking at. But that's good, because then you get forewarned. The ROV pilots that are in charge of moving the ROV around have been out here for years, many of them. We do have some trainees, but our pilot today has been here for not sure how long. Many years. Let us know.
7 years.
7 years.
This is coming to the end of my 7th season.
So he often sees things that those of us who are behind the screen here 8 feet away don't recognize as fast as he does. So Carl has a sharp eye for animals on the seafloor.
But I often don't know what they are.
He says he often doesn't know what they are, but I think he's pretty good. Here's another chunk of white stuff that looks a little bit pinkish. We have had a ship move called in not long ago, so we are starting to make progress up the slope. But as we linger, we sometimes will do a quick snap zoom on features that look kind of
looks like
wow.
stopped.
This white rock is
6
very
minutes again.
pink on the top, almost rosy pink. It has a very peculiar shape.
I thought for sure that was something biological.
Anybody have any clue
Sure.
as to what the pink surface on these white rocks that we've seen might be? Does it look like it could be an encrusting
The move was
something?
instigated up to 12 and finished at 18, so 6 minutes like
okay.
this.
So it just stopped. So
Yes.
don't want to call
Well,
another yet.
Patty, I don't know of any encrusting glass sponge that I can think of right now. That doesn't mean they don't exist. I just can't think of any. Demasponge is the group that Shirley's much more of an expert in. There's plenty of encrusting demasponges. So if it's a sponge, it's very likely to be a demasponge rather than a glass sponge.
Okay, thank you, Chris. It's really important for Shirley and me to have this bevy of experts who are calling in or are on our chat. So we have a streaming chat log that helps us to identify things. Scott France is one of those. You just heard from Chris Kelly, who's at the University of Hawaii. Scott France just said that rhodoliths, which are an encrusting red algae, have been tumbled from shallow water, but that's their usual habitat. I wonder, Scott, could they persist with the red color? Would it change if they had died and succumbed to the greater depth, or the fact that maybe there's a lot less potential for light down here? Do they need light?
Go Pilot. How's it going?
So I'm waiting for Scott's reply.
Good, Pilot. How are you doing?
Good.
While
the
we
ship
look at
just
this
stopped
heavily
in the last
sedimented
move,
surface.
And kind of waiting for you to.
Hi, Patty. Sorry,
move
I was
along.
away from the
I guess
phone.
we'll start some 40-meter
Yeah,
leads after
I
this,
think
maybe.
it's possible
Yeah,
that
I
the
mean,
pink
sonar's
color
been the
could
same
persist
since
at
we
least
started.
for
I
some
don't see any
period of
harder
time.
turns. If anything, it's getting shallower.
I'll go check. I have a paper on this. I was looking at it the
not
other
shallower,
day
but,
because somebody with
less
OE
steep
asked me
proper.
what is the deepest a plant can be
Oh, I
found,
guess, yeah,
and
I
it's
guess
the
it's
red algae that are the deepest, perhaps down to
all
about
looks
200
good.
meters.
If you look ahead
But there have been others seen on seamounts that have rolled down the slope deeper than that. So I think
Yeah,
the
we're
pink
sort of
may
like an
be
angle.
part of the
So it's not completely off.
calcium carbonate. So
Yeah,
maybe
Silver
it could
Delta
persist,
20.
but I'll see if I can find out a
In a good
definite answer.
spot.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah, calcite, the mineral that likely is making up these white rocks, can come in a variety of colors.
Found something.
It's usually
flooding?
clear, but not always.
Oh, no, you're going for the
There is a benthic critter
coral?
in the field of
Or are you going
view.
for the
That's on the right side of the
swimming
screen,
item?
and we are going to zoom on it as soon as we get over
we
there.
come down a few meters.
How
Oh, yeah, sorry.
exciting! Okay, folks on shore, Shirley's off eating lunch. Frayella says Diva Aman, a sea star. When we get close, we'll be able to tell. If it's a sea star, it has its arms up in the water column. Diva was our biology lead for Leg 1. I was not out, but I was sitting in the Expedition Command Center at the University of Hawaii's Manoa campus with Chris Kelly and watching Diva explain all the critters that we were seeing there. And Deb Glickson, who is a colleague of Shirley Pomponi's, the biology lead on this leg, and my partner out here, Deb was the geology lead for that first leg, along with Diva Aman. So this is an 8-legged
We'll get the lasers first.
sea star.
Okay, co-pilot, will you get lasers off? And
5,
video,
6,
you can
7,
go in.
8, 9, 10 legs. 10-legged.
Any zooms you'd like, video.
Roger.
Sure looks like a sea
I'll
star.
just hold this for a second.
I see tube feet. Yes. Oh, Deb Glickson says it's a Brisingid. Oh my goodness. Tina says there's a fish left of the star. I do not see anything moving in the manipulator camera views or in the Sirius view that would look like a fish.
Oh, I see. I do think I do see something in it. But
Okay.
we'll finish with this guy.
Sure.
The fish is laying on the bottom, I think.
I see. Oh, that's exciting.
Just a few more
okay,
seconds.
folks.
Oh, yeah, no rush.
We will finish with the sea star.
It's a pretty one.
And be patient. Apparently there is a fish nearby lying on the seafloor.
All right. Let's go find the fish.
And we will approach it very carefully if it is indeed there.
Actually, what I thought was a fish is a rock.
What the pilot, he said, what he thought was a fish is a rock.
But somebody else thought they saw a fish.
That was Tina
I thought I saw one, like,
Molotova.
it was in the distance.
She is in
blue.
Moscow, and she thought she saw a fish to the left
starboard.
of the sea
Probably
star.
directly starboard, but
To the other left.
I don't know if it's still there.
I wonder, Tina, can you type in whether you thought this was moving in the water column or close to the seabed? Anybody else see anything in the water column?
Maybe not.
There's something over here. So it's starting to wrap around in my sonar. Maybe we're getting to the point where we can start heading more west.
Yeah.
Because I'm heading 2, 4, 5
Don't see
now.
anything. See an extremely
next
bright
move we can
feature.
adjust.
And
Adjust
is
to
this
that
the same sea star?
until
pilot?
we're
I'm a
at
little.
a good angle.
I was writing notes. I'm not sure that we're back at the same point or not. Are we, pilot?
Nope, we've moved on.
So this is another sea star, perhaps.
Video, you want to go in? I think this is trash.
I think the white thing is trash, as does the pilot. It looks like crumpled paper is what it looks like.
Wow, good eye.
Paper. Wow. Or something very thin, but yes, I suspect it's trash. We do see this on some of the dives, not all of them, but trash.
Do you want any
is
more of this
down
video?
Here. No.
Just enough
we
to
do not.
document it.
Okay. A little bouncy.
Yes, but there's a sea star near it, and we've already seen one, but that's really cool.
That's good.
Okay.
So, pilot, if we could take a zoom on that star quickly.
Sure. And we've come into, I think this is kind of a little valley where we can start heading west.
Yes.
The trash is at
Might
the end
be
of
in
the
the-
spiral. That's
Huh. Interesting.
Looks like there might be a relicanthus or some sort of anemone, but it might just be.
Tara Luke said again, a Brisingid sea star. Yep.
Go in on this one,
The previous one had 10 legs. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It has 9. I see 9 legs.
Yeah,
just a bit more.
Also.
May have lost one to some predator. Same animal.